But it also reveals a lot of future questions, and the long way of future research is that the researchers found substances in the bloodstream, metabolites of phytonutrients in Juice Plus, but converted by the microbiome into certain metabolites they could identify it in the plasma. So this was a clear evidence that Juice Plus phytonutrients interact with our microbiome. And I think these are two more major informations. It's absorbed and it's interacting with the microbiome.
Interesting, especially with the University of Memphis studies looking at microbiome itself. And can you tell it likes polyphenolic compounds? Manfred, you hang out at like polyphenol conferences, right?
Yeah.
You go to them, right? You present
Sure.
a course there. Some of his friends are some of the world's subject matter experts in polyphenolic compounds.
Yeah.
It's nature to you, right?
It's
like
nature.
yeah, it's one of the strongest expressions
Plant,
of nature.
plant nutrients.
Exactly. Awesome. For a while, we've been working on this concept of impact score, communicating impact score as a way of measuring the total impact of our body of research. And it's become a common measure in the scientific clinical research community, clearly. They're even publishing them on the covers of the journals. You can see in the top right, the yellow circle, 3.759 is the impact score of this journal. I wonder why they don't go to 4 decimals, Manfred. There's no rounding in this game. And I guess it's a moving score too, right? So could you tell us maybe the simplest way, really, what impact score means?
The first of all is everybody can see the impact score is a number. And this number belongs to a scientific journal in which scientific articles like Juice Plus research articles are published. So the impact score is, and I think that's very important information, how does it emerge? How does it develop and can it change? It depends how often the publication in such a journal are cited by other researchers in other publications, perhaps also by other journals.
So they offer reputation?
Exactly. So it's really, the impact score expresses the scientific power, validity, and reputation of a journal and the research which is published in this journal. So, and that it could change every 2 years to get a new impact score.
It's like a rating, right?
And specifically this journal you mentioned in Nutrients is one that developed very, very well in the last years. So 5 years ago it was under 2, now it's close to 4.
Wow.
Because more and more researchers are keen to publish there. And perhaps one last sentence to that. It's not automatically that we write a paper and submit it to a journal. I mean, 60, 70, 80% of submissions are rejected. So if you get this paper published, because it's peer reviewed by referees who don't know, and if they think it's good enough for this journal, you get a so-called acceptance letter. And this acceptance letter is for the whole research team, it's a strike, it's a home run. It's a party now.
Exactly. So with a collective, a cumulative impact score of 110, that's obviously impressive when you go and talk amongst clinical trials.
If you add up and sum up all our publications and the impact scores of the journals they're published in, we approach 110 now. Others have 0, under 5,
Right.
and Juice Plus is.
So that leads me to another question that's kind of around the reception of our research. If we have 110, that obviously turns some heads in research circles. So our principal investigators and you as well are regularly, every year, out there presenting our publications and even sometimes our body of research at some of the most significant scientific congresses that there are. And these congresses foster critique and feedback. So how would you describe how our body of research or any new research is received at these congresses?
Easy job for me to answer.
Yeah.
So we are very well recognized. We have a great reputation. For example, in 2 days, tomorrow already, a big Congress, Experimental Biology, starts in Chicago, and we will have there 15 former and current principal investigators of our research, and everybody of them is interested to work again somewhere with Juice Plus. And I think they are from Taft, Cambridge, MD Anderson, and etc. So I think this is certificate enough that we are really recognized and have a high reputation in the field of scientists.
Does that make you feel proud? You and I talked a lot about the future. You know, we have 37 published, we have a handful underway, we have a handful of ideas for future research. On the left side of the screen are studies that are underway. We kind of ordered them in anticipated publication date. So could you just speak quickly to each of these and what you anticipate the findings to be and the magnitude of these to be?
Yes, that ranking is absolutely accurate. So the wisdom tooth extraction, which is conducted by the University of Birmingham, the study is already finished and the manuscript is already submitted. But the submission process, as I just noticed before, it could be done quickly, it could be rejected, it could take just 2 or 3 months, but it could take 1.5 years as well. So I'm hopeful that this publication will reach publication towards the end of the year. The same goes to the systematic review, which is a systematic review conducted by the researchers at the University of Padua, together with colleagues of Colorado. They investigate the cardiovascular prevention potential of Juice Plus and also related healthcare cost savings related to cardiovascular disease. So they are in the final stage and also on writing the manuscript now and hopefully submit it now in the next month.
I think that's going to be a pretty compelling summary for the fourth time, summary of our entire body of research.
I think it's specifically for the audience of interest because it provides numbers, not complicated, sophisticated mechanisms. It's really, I think it will be easy to understand. And you mentioned the microbiome study, which is conducted at the University in Memphis, just around the corner of the head office. This will be, I think, accomplished towards the end of the year, publication next year.
Capsules and complete in that study.
Exactly.
Nurses.
They added complete with the second arm after capsule intervention. And the last one, the aging, is a metabolomic aging project with the University of Taft in Boston. This study commenced last year and will last until end of 2019. So we need to be patient until we have results.
With a principal investigator who we can't reveal at this point, but is a real player in the space of aging.
He's a big number, and I'm looking forward to be for dinner with him on Monday in Chicago. So.
Awesome. So on the right of the screen, we have ideas for the future. These are under process to contract for. So can you just give us a quick rundown of what our ideas are here under this subject?
Yeah, so brain health, I mean, this is something we discussed now for 3 years, and we try to find the right partners and the right universities and institutions. And I think we are very good now. We could collect, I would say, 3 options we have now. And our research committee should decide in the next weeks which one could be the right partner. So I'm positive that we will find or can commence with the brain health projects at least in the second half of this year.
Awesome.
More research on nutrigenomics. I mean, based on the nutraceutical, on the Newcastle data of this Australian paper, I think it makes more than sense to continue this road on nutrigenomics. I mean, 1,600 genes and very, very
pretty impressive
metabolic pathways.
Got an applause when you got to that point.
I think we should stay with that and deter here and do more. And the Juice Plus Complete Shakes is something we have a real gap. We only have 1 study on that, and it's not so easy to find partners, but I'm on the way to do that, and that's also a reason why I attend all these congresses to find adequate partners, but I hope it will be good until next year that we will have.
Complete's become such a prominent product for us around the world, so
especially
we're definitely committed to conducting research there.
And I mean, last but not least, research on omega. I think from the very beginning, I started to develop a proposal for a several-stage research program accompanying this product now. And we already started now with the research on it, which will also implement a clinical trial on absorption and bioefficacy. So no one needs to worry that Omega Plant will be left without any research.
No. And Manfred's involved with us in our product innovation process to ensure that we innovate around something that can end up revealing compelling results in a clinical trial setting. So we're super looking forward to all that on the right-hand side. Over the next couple, 3 or 4 years, we'll have some really good stuff to come. So to conclude, this position that we hold in the world is a huge commitment of ours to you. Something we see as a critical differentiator. I'm not sure if there's anything more we could do to honor our customers than to put our products to the test in the most objective forum to prove that they offer meaningful benefit. Would you agree? How would you put it, Manfred?
Yeah, I mean, I would estimate we are already in a Porsche, and we will stay there. Porsche will do everything to stay there.
What's not to like about a Porsche? No better way to put it than that. Manfred, thank you for who you are and everything you did for our clinical research.